Once you've identified a problem with your home, on your landscape, or your farm, even in the garden, I want you to start narrowing down the focus of, okay, that large problem, what is the essence of that? How do I make it smaller, or what is the most extreme point of that problem? In this example that I'm about to show you, it's summertime heat. So I want to pick the hottest time of the year, the hottest time of the summer months, and then I want to pick the hottest part of the day. And I just want to start to question that and attack that specific problem rather than the large problem of heat throughout this whole summer. So I want to block sun just 1 or 2 hours in the hottest part of the summer, and then we can start expanding and see how that works in your context, because every site is going to look differently. The sun is just starting to get below the trees back here near the highway, and we are in the hottest part of the year, and this is roughly the hottest part of the day. This year it's only in the 90s, or I should say today it's only in the 90s, but you don't know what's going to happen year 4, year 5, year 6. You could just as easily have a heat wave compounded by it's naturally hot this time of year. So I want to talk about some simple design aspects that you can start using around your home. You don't need anything technical. You don't need a computer. It's just observation, and it's really simple. I'm standing roughly on the top of a slope, and you can clearly see where the sun is hitting down there, and then this is in the shade. There's the home right here. You can clearly see the sun is hitting that part of the house, and the sun's over there, and then this is in the shade. And again, I'm just narrowing my focus. It is the hottest part of the day. I'm not trying to block midday sun where it's on top of the house. I'm not going to build a structure over the roof. Nothing crazy. Just really simple. Get something up and test it out. You can see this fence is something that I am just testing out. I tore pallets apart to get this lumber. It was free. And also built a makeshift trellis. Try to switch around. So this fence I tore from here. I tore a section down. The fence went all the way over there. I tore that down so I would have the lumber to build this structure. And I bought some cheap used solar panels that were discounted because they had some defects, but they're still usable and they work. I just threw them up here. I didn't even have these plugged in, generating power for about 4 or 5 months. I just wanted something up here. There's a pile of lumber that was free. It was salvaged from somewhere. This was just to see if I could lower the temperature in the house. And the sun still hits up here. But this was the easiest way I could build the fence without spending too much time on it. I think it took me a couple of weekends. It was not a full-time project. I was still working a normal 40-hour-a-week job. And then I came around the corner just to add some privacy for myself. But I now know, okay, if I move this fence on this side and make it taller, I would be confident to spend the money and do that, so it would shade a little bit more of that. And then also throw a shed roof off of here. You can really start to play around with it. I'm going to walk down here and spin the camera around. Some nice shading going on here, so I like what that's doing. Maybe I want to duplicate it in the future. There's some trees here that I am allowing to grow up. Maybe I don't like them. Maybe they're not a good species for me. I can cut them down later. I just want to block that heat from the side of the house because it is very, very hot. I'm going to step back over here in the shade. I'm also building a rock wall and building the ground level up and adding wood chip mulch. I purchased a few plants. If those survive, I'm going to divide them out and start propagating those so I can have them all along here, and then maybe they will help shade out. So taller fence, more vegetation, and then once there's a ditch here, once I get past that, that's not land that I'm allowed to work on. So you work with what you got, but there's always something you can do. You can get really creative. And then you walk just to here, you start getting in the shade again. So that's something simple that you can start, you can try out. Try to see if you can make something that's reversible, because I'm just talking about fixing one problem here. If I go ahead and I plant a whole bunch of evergreen trees that are going to block winter light, now that might be an issue if I'm planning to grow on the back side of those trees. There's multiple things you can have to consider, but if you just start and you are confident that it can be taken down or changed in the future, that's kind of the way I would encourage you to go about it. Do something that's changeable, see if it works. If it works, make it even better.